It's working.
Everybody, we were just literally just talking mess. Okay. All right. Thank you and welcome to our session of Nameless Reviews.
Nameless Reviews.
Nameless Reviews.
I like it.
Well, I don't know.
I'm Alex.
I'm Lex.
I'm Trent.
Rex.
Lex Tur. Get it? Cause no.
So we watched Kingsman.
So let's get started.
We watched Kingsman today. Kingsman 2. And what did you guys think?
Golden Circle. Kingsman 2 Golden Circle. I liked it. It was fun. It was exciting. It was interesting. It was entertaining.
And you were saying,
And it
when
was
you
also a
came
little
out-
boring.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. What part did you find boring?
I
I mean, no spoilers. Just kidding.
actually, no, well, like, why not?
Wait, are we doing spoilers?
We can just say spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
Well, I think we should at least save those spoilers to the ending, no? Like, to the ending part of reviewing.
But that takes away from like the in the moment. You know?
Okay, so let's just say going in. This is what I'm gonna say.
We'll edit that part.
Going in, I was expecting, Kingsman 1. I saw Kingsman 1. I don't know if anybody else saw Kingsman 1. I saw Kingsman 1. I dug Kingsman 1. It was a lot of fun. Or Kingsman. It was a lot of fun. Action sequences. I was already excited for that sort of stuff.
We could do those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it pretty much delivered with the action stuff. It lacked a little bit compared to like the first movie, but like, I mean, going into it, I was already excited for the movie because of how much I like Kingsman.
I think by what you mean by lacked is that it just felt very different. And in many ways it was the same, but in the action sequences it wasn't the same.
I think, which is one thing that you think that you found interesting, that you were interested in you're like the thing that saved the fight scenes was the camera work. I didn't think so.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, you can tell that they're trying to save these action sequences with the camera work.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I felt.
That was definitely, they were so simple.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they were simple, but then again, I don't know. I think it was just like, because it's a combination, I can appreciate the simplicity of the fight. I don't know. It was because when I've seen a few fight scenes where like they get too heavy and like they have too many things in them and it's just like out of control. It's like too much going on. You can't really focus and it just takes away from the movie. And I think that just takes away for the viewers. And so I like the simplicity of the fight and I like how it joined in with, the camera work. And I think it turned out very well.
And I think going in, I feel like people were expecting that same type of fight, like the one that we got in Kingsman with the church scene. I think that's what people were like expecting like, that's what we're gonna get.
Well, because that was a pretty big part of the first one.
And that was like everyone's favorite.
Yeah, that was like yeah. You don't lie.
Yeah. So I don't know. Mind you, it's not that it was bad. It was still a lot of fun. But when you look at the first one, I don't know.
So you think the first one was better?
I think the first one was better.
Okay.
But I still had a lot of fun with this film. I mean,
What do you think?
I mean, it was a fun film. There's a lot of stuff going on. Like, it was a pretty straightforward film. Like, there was not much to really think about. Like, it's entertaining. It definitely is entertaining.
Okay.
Straightforward.
Yeah, straightforward. It does get slow at points, like Alex was saying.
Literally, I feel like past the first fight scene, like I was like
there was the chase sequence, and then I mean, you got a few minutes of like just kind of going around seeing what these characters are doing with their lives.
Yeah.
And then you have the explosion, and then forever before anything happens, and then in the mountains.
Yeah.
I don't remember what happens before
everything
that.
in between that is just like,
I don't remember what happens in between that. Like there's a Channing Tatum scene where they're in the whiskey.
Well, yeah, because they have to like
But like everything
go
after
and
that,
do their thing and
yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like everything after that, I was just like, oh, I actually just forgot about it until just now. Like I'm thinking about what's happening. Like I don't remember it at all, except for like the fight scenes.
You want me to tell you what happened?
I mean, I don't remember.
Spoiler alert.
Well, now I know. I got the whole butterfly stuff and all that, but like,
there we go.
I mean,
Oh yeah, we needed to bring him back. So
Yeah, we need
I think
to bring
that's
him back.
kind of like what slowed it down a little bit.
I do think that they could have done that a bit quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Fact check, because okay, now really cover your ears. It's gonna be spoilers. So whenever they put the water in the tank, right, in the room, and they started filling it up, you have to realize a human being can, live an entire, like, once they start drowning, they will pass out after about, it will depends on your capacity, but when you freak out, oxygen leaves the body quicker. So once you pass out, you have a minute before brain damage starts. They could have left him in there until he literally passed out, and then before that minute ended, they could have taken the water away, just so that if that would have knocked his memory back to him, it would have worked. Mm-hmm. But they didn't give him, any chance. Like,
that's why he apologized for that. He was like, I'm sorry.
And I guess it was,
he comes and he's like, bro, I'm gonna shoot this stuff.
Savagery.
Yeah.
Like,
I was sick. What'd you think?
I mean, that scene just connects with the original, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like that it connects with the original. I don't think that's a bad thing.
See, but like, I don't think people. I mean, obviously, I guess it will connect to the original, but I don't think people would really think about it unless they brought it up. They brought it up at the beginning of the film with the dog,
right?
And like, they just brought it up for no reason, I guess.
I mean,
So,
if
like,
you watch the original, you would know.
But
and also like
even me that like I barely remembered, like
yeah.
I mean, they showed like the flashbacks of it, which I completely understood. Like you don't even have to watch the first one to understand what happened in the first one.
Yeah.
They showed everything in the second film.
Right.
So I mean, like, you missed those couple fight scenes, but everything's in the second film.
Like, I mean, the important stuff, like the main idea. But
yeah, I guess the stuff that happened, the important stuff, like it just all comes back in the second film.
Right.
So what's up, Rex? What'd you think?
I personally, I love the camera work. I love the weapons that they were using. But like as I was saying, when we left the building, it really did feel more like a video game movie, like an adaptation of a video game.
Because of how much
felt cartoony.
Yeah. Yeah, it felt cartoony.
But was that because of the CG, or was that like what?
Just the way that the fights were done and
so just strictly based off of the fights.
That whole lasso thing, that feels like a video game weapon. The way that the guy shoots everybody, like when Whiskey was, it's in the trailer. He's just like throwing around the gun and it's in his pinky and just shooting everybody without really even aiming.
Well, that showed up for a little bit in the film, but I think that what they were trying to do with this, with the fight scenes and the way that they did that, I feel like we're trying to get away from the norm, because everybody has this idea of like, oh, this is what a fight scene is supposed to look like, and this is what a fight scene is supposed to have, which is, you mentioned the weapons and everything like that. When you take something that people aren't used to and you implement it in like a whole new way, it's just kind of like, whoa. So I appreciate that they did that for that reason. I can see what you mean by it seeming like a little bit cartoonish. However, I think it definitely did bring like something new to the film, and considering how like you were mentioning, like, going like with it kind of being similar to the first one in certain situations, they that's kind of like taking it away.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like when I see this movie, I am entertained, and it just makes me think this is probably how most video game movies should have their movies done, instead of whatever the hell they're doing. It's not working right now, but this is clearly something that could work if they only tried to make a video game movie with as much fun and care and crazy logic that this movie had.
Okay, I can see that. Any other points, gentlemen, that you would like to mention?
This guy's Elton John, like.
Yo, Elton John, killing it.
Like, what was that all about?
I think it was just like a running joke.
Yeah,
like that was just like, let's just run with it. I thought it was funny. Like certain parts, I was like, but then other parts, I was like, oh, okay, this is funny. I mean, obviously his acting was a little bit like.
You guys catch when he was doing his kick to the guard's face? He just looks directly at the camera. He's like, oh God, am I doing this?
Just smiles.
Yeah.
He's like, guys, I'm doing this on my own. I'm not like wires or something. CGI.
Yeah, I caught that look and glance towards the camera, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
I love that. I don't know. That's funny.
I thought
Did you catch that?
No, I didn't catch that. But that just makes him even funnier. I think.
I think his character was pretty cool.
I think his character was funny. Like, I mean, he was playing himself.
Yeah, there was but yeah, okay, so on that note though, there was a lot of randomness.
Yeah.
At least for like I believe there was. I don't know if you guys see the same way. But yes, there was a lot of randomness. There was like randomness out the bumhole. And I was just like little. Like it was like, you know, minuscule. Like if you like you probably blink and you miss it kind of thing. But it's
like
just
the
like
myth. That was fucking random. I thought that was random.
I don't think it was that random.
I thought it was random.
Now the fact that
I was like, okay, we were just like chilling with your friends at the beginning of this,
and they were
and
just
now
doing, like it was like at
it was
first it was
just
like
weed.
just a bag of pot, yeah, and
Yeah.
it was like escalated.
No, there's this. So there's this part of the film where basically they're trying to poison people who are using drugs to get them to like purchase antidote, or they're trying to purchase more drugs, but they're getting antidote, and they're like, here's a list of drugs you've taken that like is poison. It's like weed, cocaine, heroin. It just like escalates real fast. Like,
It's like,
meth,
you know,
ecstasy. Like it just
yeah,
out of the water. Just comes,
pretty much
comes
named
at
all
you.
the drugs, and you know, and finally meth.
And you see all these like at the beginning of the film, you see his chill friends they're all just drinking scotch around the table, and then all of a sudden the next scene you see this one guy and he's just crack pipe like like it's
Yeah.
like I thought you were cool, but
like for no reason.
out of
at all.
nowhere.
But yeah, and so part of the randomness also, spoiler alert, was the fact that Channing Tatum's character, the princess, did drugs. Just because like her being this, you know, upstandard kind of like, I don't know, like her being a princess kind of like it threw me off the fact that she would use drugs.
I think it threw me off. I didn't think it threw me off that she did drugs. I think it threw me off as to what point in the movie she did drugs. So
They showed her.
Oh,
so
like,
she got,
'cause it
she
was
got
later
mad. No, I know. I saw when she
Okay.
Yeah.
she did drugs.
It was just later on.
Yeah, I just didn't like that. I didn't like it that she was like angry and like, oh, I'm gonna smoke weed.
See, and that's
Type of
I think
thing.
that's what it was. I think it was
That felt just like a little bit like too like played out. Like,
and
it
that's
didn't-
what I mean.
didn't
Like it
seem
was just like
natural.
it didn't seem like that's something that because in the first, you know, when they were like in the house and they were having scotch and they were with the friends and everything like that, it was just kind of like
chilling.
But she didn't use drugs,
Mhm.
and there was, you know, the bag of weed was there and everything like that. So it was just kind of like when she finally did, because there was no mention of her like ever being, and you know, she even almost, I don't want to say scolded, that's a bad word, but like she was like, come on, you know, you have to get ready because dinner with my parents. So she's one of those people that I feel like her character is, you know, she has to be, you know, well kept and, you know, organized and do things in a, you know.
I could understand her doing drugs though. Like I well, not doing drugs. I mean it's a drug. I could understand her smoking weed. Like I get it.
Right.
I just didn't like the way they played that out.
And then Channing Tatum's character, I was like, that made no sense.
That one didn't make no sense for me either.
No sense.
That one was just like, let's just throw this curveball here. Just
Yeah, like it was just like, why is he?
We can't afford him.
Yeah, we can't afford him too much.
It's like in the trailers they advertised him so much. Like I know it wasn't like a ton more, but there's scenes in the trailer that weren't in the film,
Mhm.
especially the Channing Tatum scene. You had a half a second fight scene where he pulls the rifle out, smacks them both, and it's over. Like what was that?
Yeah.
Like
I mean-
2 seconds and it was done. And then next scene he's like, "Hey guys."
Well, I
So-
think they made that fight scene short, just to show, like, okay, he's not just a regular hillbilly.
Oh, I guess
You know?
like he's intelligent.
Yeah, like he's like, because at first, you know, we're thinking, oh yeah, this dude just showed up. Look at the type of gun he has, for goodness sake. Like it was just like, and you know, he's an American. What's going on here? So I think it's just like they threw you for a loop for a second, and they were like, oh no, like yeah, he's legit.
I feel like anyone who's seen this, like, the trailer, like, knows what's gonna happen. Like,
Oh,
you
well,
kinda know.
okay. So I think I should mention I never saw the trailer. I just walked in, saw the movie, so I had no previous,
Okay.
other than the previous movie, I had no previous like knowledge of what would have or was going to happen in that film. Like it was
Cool.
just like I saw it with an open and blank mind.
Okay, that's a plus. That's definitely a plus then, because like everything they try to throw at you in this film, like anything that was like a shock factor, they showed in the trailer, which was awful.
Except for that spinning in that.
Even that's in the trailer.
Yeah, it's in the trailer.
That's in the trailer.
Oh, I thought in the trailer it just showed them falling, not spinning like
show them
crazy.
falling. It shows like the rope. I guess it doesn't show them spinning, but like it shows when the rope breaks and like it's.
I get that.
Even in that scene, it's still spinning. You don't see it in the trailer because you're not focused on it. You're like, oh, everything's like when you're watching the movie.
I'm sure it was just
know
like
it's
2
spinning.
seconds because like that got me tripped out. Like I was starting to get dizzy with it.
But even then, like the trailer just like anything, like it ruins the film. If
Gotcha.
you're like going in, like you're really a fan of the first one, I would think the trailer would ruin the second film for you. She gives you all the shock value.
So don't watch the trailer, guys.
I think it's too late for that.
Okay, so I think now it is a good time to kind of recap on the points we touched and just kind of like, bring that up a little bit again. So we talked about how the movie was a good movie. It was a good movie. A little slow at parts, more towards like the middle area kind of thing.
I wouldn't say so much good, but entertaining.
Entertaining. Okay.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
entertaining is a better
Like,
word.
A better word.
It's like how people think like Transformers, like people are like, oh, Transformers isn't good, but I've always thought it's entertaining. Like I think they're.
I think it's better than Transformers.
So it's like pretty to the eye, not to the mind, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's to the eye. Like that's all. I think that's all it is.
Okay, I feel that. I mean, I think definitely better than Transformers, but I get that.
I think I like Transformers. Just.
Oh no, I don't like
See,
giant robot things like fighting, and I'm just not into that. Like I'm just like, what's like?
Okay, back to Kingsman. I'm sorry for sidetracking.
No, you're fine. You're
I'm
fine.
just like it's an entertaining film, and versus another entertaining film. Like that's the point I'm trying to make. Like they're both entertaining, and that's the point of it. That's all it is. That's why it was made for entertainment.
Exactly. It was. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so it was okay. So entertaining is a better word. And then there was a lot of similarities to the original.
Callbacks.
A lot of callbacks. Yeah.
Right. Callbacks. Well, I think similarities too, though. I mean, just how they did things. They might have changed the situation. However, it was the same kind. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they might have changed the scenario.
Even the similarities that I think you're talking about, I feel like those were callbacks. Like the fight at Poppy's place. I think that was actually, like you were saying, a callback.
Okay, I said that earlier, but now I'm kind of like, because I'm thinking about it more, and I'm like, I think it's just not necessarily callback. I just think it's similar. Like, it's very similar in that way.
Poppy didn't do anything. Like
No, she didn't, but like her,
Poppy was a bad bitch though. Like I dug her.
She was. Oh, that was the main
put him
villain,
in
by
a
the
meat
way.
grind. Like this.
Where you just,
I kind of dug her. Like she was cool. Like she seemed bad. She didn't seem extra. She was like completely opposite from like the first dude.
Oh god.
Yeah, I like how when we first see her, she's very nonchalant. Like she's just kind of like,
I dug it.
yeah, like it just kind of
Personally.
tells you, okay, this is a crazy bitch. Don't mess with her.
Yeah.
And then from that we see it even more as it the story unfolds.
I just want to throw out one person we really didn't bring up was Mark Strong's character.
Yeah, we didn't bring him up. Wow,
Like, I
was
feel
he
like-
that irrelevant?
I mean, he was.
No, not irrelevant.
I think he was there as a filler from the first. I guess he was in the first. I didn't see the first one, but I guess he was in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's just kind of coming back from the first
Like
one.
he was like
to
supporting.
follow as supporting, and then to just support Halle Berry in her mission. Like that was what he did. Like he wasn't
Gotcha.
there for much.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason I said the word irrelevant was just because the way I see it, if I come out of a movie theater and I can't remember a character, a scene, or something along those lines, it must have been irrelevant because it's just like
The entire second act.
like it was just
For me.
I mean, like
And guys, the music festival.
The music festival.
the music festival.
The music festival.
Can we just not talk about that?
I mean,
I mean, what is there to talk about?
I mean
it's
that
the same.
controversial.
like it's
Yeah, that would be the only thing.
I mean, I don't really see it as controversial.
puts a tracker on his finger. Puts his finger. Come on, guys.
All right, you get the idea. But
I mean, couldn't they just put a tracker in like your drink or something?
That's what we're saying.
No, he made the point that you can't just. It has to touch like a specific membrane,
Yeah.
and it could only go in her nose or one other place. They made that. They made that comment.
Like, it
I'm
was a
sh-
joke.
It was a joke, but like, they're like, I guess just pop it in and
Well, I
I'm
mean,
out.
what if it was a guy then? Could it only go in his nose? Does it have to go up his dick hole? I don't know.
the fact that you're thinking about this,
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, it's a tracker. You gotta whole finger has to go in.
yeah, I didn't want
the
to talk
whole
about
finger
this.
goes
I
into
didn't want to talk about it.
I just want to bring it up because it was comical, but
Yeah,
at
no,
the same time, like I don't think they need to be there.
Yeah, it didn't need to be there. But it was funny, I guess. I don't know.
I feel like anything else, anything else could have happened,
Anything else could have happened.
but they went with that route.
Yeah, we're still talking about it.
Yeah, okay, we can move on to that.
Yeah, thanks.
Brex, what do you got to think? What's your final thoughts? What do you think?
I mean, I'm pretty open about the final thoughts from the beginning. Pretty entertaining movie. Don't think it was as good as the first one, but I mean, I wasn't disappointed in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely not disappointed. It was fun. It was what I expected going into it. You know.
Okay. Yeah, I think I couldn't have been disappointed just because I didn't see a preview.
Mm-hmm.
And from the first one, I liked it. So I was just kind of like, nah, it's going to be the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which. But I think that concludes our, what did I call it earlier?
Damn, what did we call it?
It was Nameless reviews.
Nameless reviews.
That
Is
concludes.
that really gonna stick?
I don't know.
That concludes
Look,
Nameless reviews.
look, y'all, keep it up. Check us out. Hit like, subscribe. See you later.
Peace.
Alligator.
Alligator, crocodiles.